Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to my YouTube page, Jay Likes Cars. So why am I doing this? I don't know. I wanted to have some fun. I hope I'm looking at the right place. It's my very first YouTube video. I'm going to be editing this and, we'll see how it goes. I plan to get better at this, but I'm starting a used car dealership. And I've been in business since 2007, working in the healthcare on my own home care agency, with my partner. We recently sold it. So I decided, well, my degree's in health services management, but I decided, well, let me take a little of this time and let me see to go into my passion. My passion, I've liked cars, been in the cars, raced them, fixed them, worked on them, dropped engines since I was in my 20s. I'm 50 now. So here I am starting over. So I decided, okay, let me document it. Actually, my boy, my best friend, he was like, man, you should just document this just to see how it goes. So what am I doing? I'm in Louisiana and I'm gonna start a small used car dealership. So the purpose of this video is I just wanna have a little fun. I wanna document it. I wanna put it out there for you guys, hopefully it gets someone's attention. You can look at it and be like, hey, ask questions, give me some pointers, because I'm learning this. I'm following the guys on Flying Wheels. Go check out his YouTube channel, Flying Wheels. Like and subscribe that. I was also following Chuck's Daily Hustle. So you can go visit their YouTube pages and check out what they have to offer. I'm just starting this. I just wanted to put on my channel the progress that I'm making with my dealership. So back in 2022, I purchased the lot. I'm gonna be showing you pictures and everything. It was just undeveloped land. It's small, it's not big at all, but it's right off the freeway. So, hey, I think it's a great location, small lot. So in 2022, we bought the lot. And just to give you a timeline, it had some zoning issues. It was zoned for a neighborhood, even though it was right next to a lot that was industrial. So we had to go before the city and get conditional usages to put a used car dealership. Thankfully, nothing's been developed in that area since like 1980. So it's just a basic bunch of old lots that people were just letting sit. First thing we had to do was we had to get the drainage put in. We had to get a culvert approved and looked at from the city. These are pictures of the construction company that I had to hire. I had to get them to come out and do a gradient. I had to get a permit for all of this and have the city come out and check it. They had to tell us what type of culvert pipes to use and the gradient of how the water was going to flow into the sewer system. So all of this learning, and we got it done. So after getting the culvert installed, you're still doing permits. You have weeks going by, feels like you're not doing anything. But in the meantime, I had my dealer's license already approved because I was using my old property for the lot. I got that approved. The state came out, checked it out, and I can only keep 2 or 3 cars there because it was, again, my old building we owned the property with my previous office. So I was able to buy, what did I buy? I bought a 2009 Acura TL, sold that, cash. Person came, he drove about 2 hours and purchased that. Purchased that for cash. And then I got a 2010 Focus. Sold that. Got a 2010 Camry Hybrid. Financed that for a guy. I work with a finance company out of Florida. So I've been making all these contacts. So while I'm in the process of selling the other business, getting all these permits and everything that you need from the city, you have to hire engineers to come out because it's undeveloped property. So engineer has to come out, make sure that the elevation is there. You need elevation certificates, and you have all these fees you have to pay. It starts, everything starts adding up. So in the meantime, I'm getting my feet wet. I'm going to the auction. I went to the dealer only auction, learning all of that. I just went I'd say about 2-3 weeks and just sat back and just watched how they did it, And then one day I just said, I'm gonna go for it this time and got my car. And then, you know, you have to go through reconditioning and get all that. So I'll get into that, you know, in some more videos when I go purchase some more. I currently have a 2009 Trailblazer that I'm going to sell, and I have, believe it or not, a 2018 Chevy Malibu. So I'm going to be selling that soon too. Months have gone by. Again, we bought this property in September of 2022. We're going through October to go before the city zoning commission, get through all of that. So that's October. So we wasted all this time. And basically it was like almost the end of October. Building gets dropped in November. In between that, you're talking about permit after permits getting pulled, engineers, civil engineers coming out, making sure the elevation was fine, things like that. I had to get Department of Transportation to make sure that what we were building wouldn't interfere with how the water drained off and would affect the public highway. So had to get all of that. Finally, so here we get in November, I get the permit to have the building set down and anchored. You have to wait to get all of that done. You can't just go out there and start putting this stuff down. So got that developed, showed you that. And then November goes down, you know, I'm still selling cars, I'm doing things, you know, things are okay. Then it's November, yeah, Thanksgiving, nothing's happening. I've already talked to a guy who's going to do the fence, because you have to, when you go before the city, you have to put your plans. You have to say, hey, this is what it's going to look like. This is how big the lot is going to be. You have to do all these measurements. You have to show where your parking space is going to be, everything. There's setbacks. There's all kind of stuff you have to know. I didn't know these things, and I didn't get a construction company to do it. So you just go do the work and you learn what you need to learn. Internet's helpful, but really you just, hey, for me, I pray and I just go learn. I know what I don't know, and I'm willing to learn. So we got that. And so we go through the holidays and nothing's really moving. I've talked to a plumber. I had to get the city to, it's old area. So nothing was there. So what I mean by that is there hasn't been electricity back there. So I had to get with Entergy. They had to get an engineer to come out there to see what was working in the area, which posts, which transformers were working, how to get lights and power from a block away down my block, which has basically been vacant, you know, for years now. So it's just time, you know, you're waiting, it's waiting months, and you're like, okay, it's all in God's plan, it'll be fine. So anyway, what is this, January that I'm making these videos? Yeah, so January, they had to put in a whole Entergy, the electric company, not the city. The electric company had to put in a post so that we can get the temporary pole. I had to get an electrician to get a temporary pole put in so that the Entergy could connect to my building, which was already pre-wired because I found a repossessed manufactured building, and we bought it, and thankfully it had already had electrical outlets and everything pre-wired, and as well as circuit breaker boxes and things like that. So I basically just had to get kind of like what you call like a mobile home pole, metal pole with a meter. So anyway, got that hooked up. That's ready to go. Then you're waiting on the city. So it's holidays. So city's not working. They're having fun. They're taking off. They're spending time with their family. So waiting on that. Finally going back and forth, because then you have to pay these fees. Or it's going to be $1,500 to dig up the street and find out where the water meter is. Because again, nothing's been there for a long time. So got the water meter installed. As of January, I'm still waiting on the sewage. So the city wastewater has to look at their plans and find out where the sewer tap is. Once I get the sewer tap in, then my plumber can do his thing. Once I get the plumber to do his thing, then I think we're really, really rolling. So after all this time, in January, 2 weeks ago, today is January 21st. So no, this week, we were finally at the point to where we could have the fence put in. So here's the fence being put in, and I think the fence makes it, I mean, it looks good. It looks good with the fence put in. I'll show you all of this. It's just gonna be audio, and you can see the fence right off the freeway. I think it's gonna be nice. And just that right there, that's my dad. So boom, look at that. That's the lot. There's the freeway access right there. So I'm ready, man. So stay tuned. We have more coming. In the meantime, I'm still going to be selling cars, you know, one or two. So I can't do a lot until I get my lot. But again, I sold my other business, so things are okay. So stay tuned. Please, you know, if you like the channel and just want to be nosy, see what I'm doing. I also plan on not just showing you videos of me learning the used car, you know, ropes, buy and sell, and learning everything, doing all of that. I already got all the paperwork down. Like I said, sold cars, do everything you're supposed to do legally with the state, do the taxes, DMV. I have all those connections down. So everything's straight with that. So this is just going to be, you know, getting a lot full of cars. I'm going to do videos of me going to the auction, reconditioning cars, not the boring ones. I'm going to try to do some fun ones. Also, I like cars. I've always liked cars. I've always had some LS based car. So my personal cars, I have a 2009 Pontiac G8 GT. I'll show it and I'll do a video on that later. I also have a 2006 Corvette LS2, and I will do a video on that. So I'll be doing videos on my cars, and that'll be on the side. So I hope you like my channel just enough to just click the link, subscribe. Talk to y'all later. Bye.